What's up, guys? How are you? Welcome into a Wednesday morning episode of the Daily Juice Podcast. My name is Matt Perrault. You guys can follow me across all socials at Sports Talk Matt. Following a 1-0 night that, well, I had a typo. I left the typo up just for the hell of it because I thought it would be funny. Mystics money line. Well, that cashed. That wasn't the bet. It was +5. They didn't need the plus points because they won the game outright last night. So the Mystics win, they cover, and they win outright. So that is, yes, up for 1 unit on Tuesday. But if you bet the money line, you walked into a plus money play and you got that. I was betting +5. I made a mistake on the slide. I apologize for that, but happy accident. We go 1-0 on the night, up 1 unit. You know, it's fun when you guys are discovering this video, and a lot of you guys are new, and you're like, who is this guy, and does this guy ever win? And some of you are like surprised, like, oh my gosh, he's off to a good start in September. Yes, welcome if you're new, but I don't win every week. I don't win every month. I won in June. I lost in July. I won in August, and here we are into September. I don't win big all the time, but we go up and down, right? And we're slowly but surely climbing ourselves out of the hole that I put this podcast in the month of July, because I was horrific in July. A lot of people were horrific in July. Did you see the hold percentages around the country for different states as to what they were keeping, what they made off sports gamblers in July? It was a pretty impressive number, how much money was made in the month of July off gamblers. A lot of people struggled. I wasn't the only one that had a tough run of it and a tough time of it. So these are just the things that we all deal with when it comes to betting and betting every day. It's not easy to bet every day. It's an up and down type of situation. So WNBA has been good for us, though. And last night's victory improved the record now to 22-21. We're basically we're down 2.5 units. That's surprising. I thought we were up for the WNBA. Must have gone cold there for a while, but 22. Now we're 23-21, so we're a couple of games over 500. So, but still, the juice gets you a -2.5 on that. But golf's been very good, like I talked about before, and we've done well with college football so far. We're up nearly 7 units on the year for college football. So hopefully we can continue going with that, continue the hot streak going with there. 3 plays, 1 college football bet, 1 baseball bet, and 1 WNBA play to give you guys here for the podcast. But before we do that, let me tell you about Edge Boost. They are back. If you guys are looking for a way to get cash back and to load funds on your favorite sports book or daily fantasy site, here's our partner, Edge Boost, the financial platform for smart bettors. It allows you to do just that. Here's how this works. You're going to go to bettingpros.com/boost. Enter in your information to sign up for their digital Visa debit card. You're going to earn 0.25% cash back on all deposits with no limit. They're going to give you a 25% bankroll increase up to $5,000, which you can pay back at 0% interest over the next month. Simply link your new Edge card information to deposit money into your preferred sports betting or fantasy sports platform. Now, if you're thinking, what are the advantages of doing this with the Edge Boost Visa debit card over just depositing via your existing PayPal or other reasons, here's what to consider. Edge Boost allows you to instantly load and withdraw funds to and from your favorite platform. No more waiting periods when they're trying to transfer funds from one sportsbook to another to catch that line you had your eye on. You got it. It won't disappear anymore. Edge Boost pays you on every transaction just for using the card. Their top arbitrage users will cycle through their bankroll 2 to 3 times a day. That means a $5,000 bankroll can generate $450,000 in cashback transactions a month. Their cash advance allows you to load more money, up to $5,000 up front, which can help you take advantage of the new user welcome offers, enable larger entry fees into DFS contests, and more. With Edge Boost debit card, there are no fees, no interest, and no credit checks. The card is backed by a no-fee, no minimum, FDIC-insured dedicated betting bank account, meaning no frozen accounts or transaction reviews, just a safe place for which to deposit and withdraw your money. Sign up today through bettingpros.com/boost and lock in your 25% cash advance and the 0.25% cash back offer today. That's bettingpros.com/boost to sign up today. Okay, let's get into it here when it comes to the college football bet. Nebraska and Colorado. The number opened up at 7.5 from a total perspective. It is now 59 and climbing for good reason. Colorado scored 36 points last year on Nebraska, and frankly, I don't know how good the black shirt defense really is anyway. They're going to be tested. This has the feel to me of an old-fashioned Big 12 shootout. Dylan Raiola, 5-star, top recruit for Nebraska, quarterback. Everyone in Big Red Land thinks this kid's going to be a superstar. His father's name's on the stadium. Now, his dad was an offensive lineman, Dominic Raiola. But Dylan looked good. Not great, but looked good in his first game as a true freshman starting for Nebraska. This is not an easy test. Nebraska's not playing a cupcake. They're playing Colorado. They're playing Dion. There's a lot of bad blood here. Nebraska and Colorado is a historic rivalry. The fan bases hate each other. This game has all the making of a shootout because I don't think Colorado's defense is that good, and we saw what happened last week at North Dakota State. That's why we took North Dakota State plus the points. They almost won the game outright. I lean towards Nebraska to cover the 7.5-point spread, but I don't want to lay it with a true freshman quarterback. I just think we see points. Lots of points. Sanders and company, let's see what this offense can do. We know what Travis Hunter can do. He had 3 touchdowns. Now he's going on the road to a Big Ten team. Huge opportunity for them to put up a big number. I don't think Nebraska slows down Colorado's offense, and I'm not sure Colorado is going to slow down this new-look Husker offense under Matt Perrault. I think they're going to score. I think they'll move the football. This is going to be an awesome atmosphere at Memorial Stadium. I think this is a good old-fashioned fight to who has the ball last, to who scores last. Nebraska, Colorado, over 59 for 1.1 units. I don't want that thing at 60 or 61, okay? 59 or lower is where we want that number for Nebraska and Colorado from a total perspective here in week number 2. Bet number 2, let's talk about the White Sox and the Orioles. FanDuel has the team total for Baltimore at 4.5, juiced heavily, minus 142. But in the games so far this year, the Orioles have scored the following against the White Sox in their 6 games: 8, 6, 5, 4, 13, and 9. 13-3, 9-0. This is the last time these two teams will play this year. For the White Sox, that's a great sign. But the team total being 4.5 at FanDuel here is low. I know it's heavy juice, but the Orioles have scored at least 4 runs in every game, and they are 5-1 to scoring over 4.5 runs against this White Sox team. Jonathan Cannon's going to the hill here for the White Sox. Jonathan Cannon on the road has a 5.4 ERA, a 1-5 record, opposing batting average of .315. In 41 2/3 innings worth of work, he's given up 25 earned runs and 53 hits. That is not good. Jonathan Cannon last time out gave up 4 earned runs to the Mets in a 5-1 loss. Detroit scored 5 against him in a 9-4 loss. The Giants scored 5 against him in a 5-3 loss. The Yankees scored 3 against him in a 4-1 loss. Lost his last 4 starts. Amazingly, he's a starter with a win on his record, other than Chris Flexen, who lost 20 straight games. Look, I think team total is the way to go here. I don't want to play around with the total. Maybe an over bet as well. I think you can bet run line. It's not expensive. I mean, depending on the book, you can look around here, but I found minus 125 last night. From a run line perspective, it's not that expensive. And, you know, it might be 2.5 by the time you guys get up, but I think you're going to see the run line be heavily juiced here. 13-3, 9-0. You can bet it. I think you're going to feel pretty good about the Orioles covering it. They're 41-30 on the year, and the Orioles have caught the Yankees. So you know the Orioles are interested in keeping this lead half a game up 81-59 Baltimore, 80-59 Yankees. 12th straight loss for Chicago. If you don't want to play around with that, and maybe the White Sox win the game and snap the losing streak, I doubt it, but maybe they do. Team total over 4.5 at -142 for the Baltimore Orioles here at home against the Chicago White Sox. Final play of the night to the W. The Los Angeles Sparks are on the road against the Indiana Fever. The line is 12.5. The total is 173.5. If you look at the head-to-head meetings here, it's flat, 5-5, both teams. 7-3 for the Sparks straight up, and 5-5 from a total perspective. But when you start digging a little deeper into Los Angeles, on the road, the last 4 games, the last road trip in August, against Vegas, they were catching 16.5. They covered. Against Connecticut, they were catching 13.5, and they covered. Against Washington, they were catching 5.5. They didn't cover, lost by 6. Against Dallas, they were catching 7, and they won, and they covered, losing by 3. They're 3-1 against the spread on the road over the last 4 games. If you push it back to Dallas before the Olympics on the road, they covered as 4-point dogs. They won the game outright. They're 4-1 ATS on the road here. And some of the numbers, 16.5, 12.5, 7, they've covered. Against New York, they were 12.5-point dogs at home, and they won the game 94-88. Sparks are playing some decent basketball. Everyone's in love with the Indiana Fever. They're 8-2 straight up. They're 8-2 ATS. That's why the number is so high, because they've been winning and covering. But this is the largest spread in going back all the way to July the 12th for the Fever. They're not normally favored by 12.5 points against anybody. I'm taking the dog. Give me the Sparks. Plus 12.5 on the road against Indiana. Fever win the game. Sparks cover. Plus 12.5 for the Los Angeles Sparks on the road against the Indiana Fever for 1.1 units. All right. So our bets here today for Wednesday, September the 4th, Nebraska, Colorado over 59 for 1.1 units. The Orioles team total against the White Sox over 4.5 runs at -142 for 1.42 units. And the LA Sparks plus 12.5 against the Indiana Fever at -110 for 1.1 units. I told you last night that I was going to tell you what time our live stream will start for Sunday. That will be on this Betting Pros YouTube channel at noon Eastern Time, 9 a.m. Pacific Time for 1 hour right up to kickoff of the early games for the NFL. All right, so Thursday, a half an hour before Thursday Night Football, live stream right here on this YouTube channel, bettingpros.com. Go search it up on YouTube. That's at 4:30 Eastern, 7:30 Pacific for Thursday for 30 minutes. 1 full hour on Sunday from noon Eastern to 9 a.m. Pacific for 1 hour. Player props, latest line movements, breaking down the games, picks and plays for every game on Sunday with a revolving cast of characters joining me. I should know who's on Sunday here in the next day or two, but it's me. It's going to be Erickson, Fitzmaurice, a whole cast of characters will be joining us for Sunday, week 1 of the NFL. My name is Matt Perrault. Follow me across all socials at Sports Talk Matt. Every morning, it's the Daily Juice being presented by bettingpros.com.